Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Hope everyone had a nice Tuesday. Enjoyed some Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday on the same day, so that's like a double whammy right there. So today we're going to read chapter 8, and then we'll talk about what you guys are going to do in Google Classroom today. The cat sat in the middle of the truck bed, her body a tight ball of anger. She strained to lick the clean spot on her back where Tuck had held her in his teeth. Great thinking on the truck, Tuck said to her. And you're welcome for that ride, by the way. The cat pulled back her lips, showing her sharp white teeth. If you ever do that again, dog breath, I'll scratch your eyes out. You can't scratch a ghost's eyes out, Tuck grinned, all smile and wag. The cat narrowed her eyes. Her tail whipped furiously. You sure about that? Tuck looked nervously sideways at Brody. She can't, can she? How long do we have to stay up here? Brody asked, changing the subject. Until they stop chasing us, smart stuff, the cat answered, or until we hit another red light. Better start praying that doesn't happen too soon. She looked past Brody to glare at their pursuers. They ain't gonna get tired, you know, so you may as well settle in. We could be on this dump till morning. Brody shifted uneasily. He could feel the truck pulling him further and further away from his boy. He turned a nervous circle and eyed the dog chasing them, waiting for them to disappear so he could hop off and find Aiden. Because Brody, his heart had a compass needle that never lost its way. No, he said, I can't wait that long. What's the rush, dog? The cat asked, scratching and laying down. This truck is taking us away from those mutts that were just dying to tear your soul to pieces. Relax and enjoy the ride. I can't. The cat's eyes narrowed. Why not? Brody hesitated. The cat had saved their skins. There was no doubt about that, but he wasn't sure how much he really wanted to trust her. We just got here, he began. Well, we just got back here from that other place, you know, and I've got something I need to do. The cat blinked. Something you need to do? She asked. Her voice had lost some of its angry edge. There's nothing you can do here, dog. You can watch, you can want, you can lose, but you can't do nothing. Brody swallowed. He listened to the rumble of the truck that was pulling them through the night. He was looking for words and trying to calm the tremble that the cat's words had sent into his heart. I have to, he said at last. The cat gave him a slow, bored blink. Huh. Well, what is it then? Brody looked up at the stars for a second. I have to find my boy. I have to make sure he's okay. Your boy? The cat sneered. And what are you going to do if he's not okay? I'll save him. The cat looked at Brody for a long moment. Then she blinked and looked out at the night. You're such an idiot, she said. I should have let him eat you. It would have been quicker that way at least. Brody's ears drooped. Hey, knock it off, Tuck cut in. Don't listen to her, buddy. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Really? The cat shot back. And you do, brainless? Her fur bristled. You can't help the living, and they can't help you. Trust me on that, Pooch. Brody stepped anxiously from foot to foot, licking his lips. He looked at Tuck and then back at the dogs that were just distant dots by then to the parked cars they were passing. Because that cat's words, they shook him up something awful. They did. They shook him up in a way that just for a moment made him doubt everything, even himself. But then they just didn't. That's the only way to describe it. It all came back to the compass needle in Brody's heart, you see. You could shake it up all you wanted, but Brody's heart was the kind of heart that never gets lost, even when it didn't know where it was. His needle spun, and then it came back to his true north, Aiden. He stopped his pacing. He clenched his teeth tight. I'm gonna try, Brody said. That's all I know. I'm gonna try. I've got to try. The cat gave him a long look that Brody couldn't quite read. Fine, go ahead and try, but you're gonna have to ride up here for a while anyway. You know, unless you want your soul to be Darkley's next chew toy. Brody knew she was right. He knew that getting into it with the dogs would only slow him down and make it even harder to get back to Aiden. He turned his head and looked back at the cat. My name is Brody, he said, and his name's Tuck. The cat blinked at him and yawned, her tongue curling dramatically. Fascinating, she replied. What's yours? What's my what? Your, name. The cat licked her paw and scrubbed behind her ear. Brody thought she wasn't going to answer, but between licks she muttered, Patsy. Patsy, Tuck exclaimed. Your name's Patsy? Patsy stopped her bathing and fixed Tuck with a seething glare. Yeah, something wrong with that? Nah, Tuck said. It's just such a cute name, is all. Well, I didn't pick it. She gave her chest the last couple licks and straightened up. Her eyes followed the glowing paths of the circling soul lights. Man, she said quietly, her eyes sharp and her voice far away. You mutts got so much shine. It's been a long time since I've seen that much soul in one place. Her tongue slid along her lips. Brody looked back behind them. His tail leapt into a high wag, and he jumped to his feet. The truck had picked up speed while they'd been talking. The dark dogs were nearly gone, nearly out of sight in the darkness. We lost him, he said. Time to hop off. The cat craned her neck, looking back down the road. I wouldn't jump yet. They're still back there. Best to wait until sunrise. It ain't too long. Why sunrise? Those hounds chasing us? Their kind don't move around much when the sun's up. Once your soul's gone, you just feel like more like sticking to the shadows. Sunlight, daytime and people and animals moving around, it all just feels too alive, you know. Behind Patsy, Tuck was stomping his paws in the truck bed. He scratched at it with his claws. He raised up on his hind legs and then brought both front paws down on the truck bed with all the weight of his body. Tuck, he snapped, what are you doing? I don't get it, he said, so we jumped right through the wall, but here we're on this truck. Careful, the cat said, her voice bored. See what I was saying? Tuck went on. Why can't we touch this truck? He pawed stubbornly at the truck bed beneath them. Careful, the cat said again, yawning. It doesn't make sense, though. If we can go straight through a wall, shouldn't we go straight through? Tuck didn't get a chance to finish his thought. In mid-sentence, he disappeared. He dropped right down through the truck bed. The last Brody saw of him was a pair of wide eyes and a couple of flapping ears. Patsy rolled his eyes. I warned him. Where'd he go? The cat pointed with her chin toward the road behind them. Brody turned and saw Tuck sitting in the road, shaking his head and looking around. He spied them driving away and hopped up to chase them. Hey, he hollered, wait up! He's not like super smart, is he? Patsy asked. I mean, even for a dog. Tuck! Brody shouted, stepping to the very back of the truck. Tuck was running full out, but the truck was really moving now, and he was falling behind by the second. He's not going to catch us, Brody said. Nah, probably not, Patsy yawned. What can we do? I don't know. Shout goodbye and count our blessings. Seriously, Patsy. Tuck's legs were pumping. His tongue was flapping, but he was getting smaller and farther away. Geez, if you have to stay with the half-wit, just jump off and join him. Jump off? A moving truck? Brody looked down at the asphalt whizzing by beneath them. He hopped from foot to foot. He brought his claws right up to the edge. Brody! Tuck called. Brody wiggled his rear, ready to jump. You really gonna jump? Patsy asked. Yeah. Here then, give me a ride. Huh? What do you... Without warning, Patsy's weight landed with a thump on his shoulders. Her claws dug into his back, but just enough to hold on. The force of her hitting him threw him off balance, and he lurched forward. He tried to pull back, but it was no use. He tumbled off the back of the truck and plummeted toward the street. That's the end of the chapter. All right, so today you guys are going to do the check-in. Tuesday's check-in, most people said they'd rather have a car that flies rather than a car that's underwater. So do today's check-in. And then you're going to do exact path, and then you're going to read. And then in Google Classroom, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to last Thursday's assignment, and you're going to copy or wherever you wrote your introduction for your opinion piece. You're going to copy your introduction, so highlight the whole thing and copy it. And then you're going to open a doc on Wednesday's assignment, so today's assignment, and you're going to paste your introduction in today's assignment. Okay, so again, you're going to paste your introduction from last week to today's assignment, and then you're going to write your first body paragraph. So by the end of today, you should have your introduction and your first body paragraph for your opinion writing based on your plan that you did yesterday. Okay, so again, you need to have your introduction. You can retype it if you want, or you can just, the easiest way would be copy it from last week and paste it, and then you're going to write your first body paragraph. Don't go past your first body paragraph because we're going to do something different with our second and third body paragraphs. All right, let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you all later. Bye, guys.